Hello, I'm your Health and Safety Officer, Matt Negley. We will soon begin a new practice of having each member read their own tuberculosis skin test. As you know, this should be completed 48 to 72 hours after receiving the skin test. Please watch this brief instructional video.
To locate this skin test site, inspect the arm in good light and on a firm surface. When the site is on the forearm, turn the arm palm up, support it, and slightly flex it at the elbow. The basis of reading the skin test is the presence or absence of induration, which is a hard, dense, raised formation. This is the area that is measured. Sometimes the site has erythema, a reddening of the skin that can also have swelling. The erythema should not be measured. Whatever induration is present at 48 to 72 hours should be measured and recorded. Only the part of the reaction that can be felt, which is the induration, is measured, even if there is soft swelling or redness at the site. Keep in mind there might not be an induration. Reactions to the tuberculin tests at the injection site can range from no induration to a large, well-defined induration. In order to feel the induration properly, keep your fingernails short enough so that they don't protrude beyond the finger. The induration is not always visible, so you must rely on palpation with your fingertips to discover if there's induration at the site. With your fingers together, touch the area lightly with the pads of your fingertips. Using a light, gentle motion, sweep the fingertips over the surface of the forearm in a 2-inch diameter in all 4 directions to locate the margins or edges of induration. If induration is present, use a zigzag, feather-like touch over the area of induration to outline the margins of induration. Determining margins all around the induration helps to find the edges, which will be measured later. When palpating for margins, be careful not to confuse a margin of induration with a margin of muscle on the forearm. To check this, raise the patient's arm to a 45-degree angle and palpate again. You should still be able to palpate the margins of induration. The diameter of the induration is measured across the forearm from the thumb side of the arm to the little finger side of the arm, or vice versa. To mark the edges of the induration, hold your palm over the injection site with your fingertips at the outer edge of the patient's forearm. Without lifting, move the fingertips from the outer edge of the forearm towards the induration. Rest one fingertip firmly against the induration margin border on one side before marking the margin. The fingertip should remain in contact with the skin at all times. Mark lightly with a fine dot at the widest edge of the induration, using the fingertip as a guide. Repeat the procedure from the other side of the patient's forearm and place the second mark on the margin of induration. Palpate again to double-check that the induration was marked correctly. If the margin is not equally clear all the way around the induration, it's still necessary to mark the margins on each side of the induration. Palpate around the induration from the easily felt margin to the not so easily felt margin. If the margins of induration are irregular, mark and measure the longest diameter across the forearm. To measure the diameter of the induration, use the millimeter ruler. Place the 0 ruler line inside the left dot edge and read the ruler line inside the right dot edge. If the measurement falls between 2 divisions on the millimeter scale, record the lower mark. The induration shown here measures 10 millimeters. Reactions to the skin test will vary. For example, this is a very large reaction with blistering, swelling, and redness. Make sure to record blistering even if no induration is present. Palpate this induration gently, as it may be painful. Measure only the induration. This reaction measures 17 millimeters. There is redness and swelling in this reaction, but there is no induration. Because only the margins of induration are significant, the redness and swelling should not be mistakenly measured. Therefore, the measurement of this induration is 0 millimeters.
There will no longer be a form that needs to be completed and faxed. If you have slight redness, swelling, or induration less than 10 millimeters, you won't need to take any action. If you have induration of 10 millimeters or greater, please contact me so that you can be evaluated by a physician. Thank you.